Hi, I'm the Agnihotra lady, and welcome to the Cosmic Clinic. We're broadcasting live here at Shanties, Atlanta, located in Conyers, Georgia. We're the Atlanta campus of Shanties Villa Institute. The main campus is in historic Tuskegee, Alabama, and I'm so happy to be with you this evening. Tonight's topic is the Audible live stream and gaining wisdom. So, as always, on the Cosmic Clinic, we talk about the Ayurvedic practice of Agnihotra, and we talk about other Ayurvedic techniques to live a productive, happy, and peaceful life. And of course, if you don't get a chance to get the Zoom information to ask questions, you can come in with audio, or if you can come on with video if you have any questions. You can call me, you can DM me, you can email me to ask me any questions about Ayurveda and Agnihotra, anything else that you have questions about. Anyway, so we usually start before I start the talk, we normally start with the Varuti Mantra, which is not Agnihotra. This is a good way to start any meeting or any important talk if you're doing this mantra at home. For those that are regular practitioners of Agnihotra, you may know about the Viruci Mantra. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that, and then we'll jump right into the talk. Swaha, Anye, Idamama, Waswaha, Wayave, Idamama, Swaswaha, Surya, Idamama, Borga, Waswaha, Prajapatiye, Idamama. Okay, so that's how we start. So like I said before, this is not Agnihotra. This is the Viruci Mantra, which you can do before any important meeting or gathering to have an important talk, and just sets a good mood. And we also do this Varuti Mantra before we chant the Trombokai, the full moon mantra. We do this on full moon and new moon, and you can do this any other time except for Agnihotra time. So this week's topic is the Audible live stream and gaining wisdom. So before we get into the talk, I wanted to answer some questions. Someone talked to me today actually and was trying to explain the full moon mantra, the purpose of it, in reference to some people that have normally started doing Agnihotra on a regular basis. And so she was showing them the mantra, telling them about the mantra for full moon. And so the question is, what is the meaning of the full moon mantra? And so, as you know, Agnihotra fire is the basic homa fire. And so all the other homa fires that you do, the foundation of the basic homa is Agnihotra fire. So if you're doing Agnihotra on a regular basis, then you may want to add mantras that we do at 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 noon, 3 p.m. in addition to the Agnihotra that you do at sunrise and sunset. And so the full moon mantra can be done at any time except for Agnihotra time. And actually, Agnihotra, just so that you know, Agnihotra is only done at sunrise and sunset. And so what we do on a monthly basis is for full moon and new moon, we do the full moon mantra, the Trombokai is it's called. We do that for 24 hours. You don't have to do it for that long, but if you come to Shanties Villa Institute when we open back up again, that's what we normally do. And then I don't do it quite as long as 24 hours. I don't have enough people over here in Conyers to facilitate 24 hours, but I try to get in an hour or so full moon, and people come by and they sit and help with that. But the meaning of the full moon mantra the significance of that is that it's a purification. Agnihotra in itself is a purification fire ceremony, and when you're doing Agnihotra on a regular basis, you add full moon as part of the mantras that you do and the times that you sit with the fire. And as a purification, it's like you're doing away with all the things that do not serve you, and you're ushering in a new energy. So this is a time for healing. This is a time for introspection. And this is a time for you just to clear away all those things that don't serve you anymore. And so that is normally how we explain the full moon mantra. And so it just intensifies the effect of Agnihotra. And it's just a great way if you're having a family challenge or you're trying to deal with an important issue, then this is something that you can use to really do away with negative energy, and like I said, bump up the purification effects of Agnihotra. So this is for people that are normally doing Agnihotra. You only start doing Trombokai and the other mantras, that the other homifiers, if you do Agnihotra on a regular basis. So for those of you that are new to Agnihotra, Agnihotra is the basic homifier, and it's done in the copper pyramid. And so we do it at sunrise and sunset as a way to reset the planetary system. Because right now the planet Earth is off balance, and this is how you balance things out and put nutrients back into the planet. So at sunrise, there's a flood of energies, electricities, and ether that comes as cascades upon the planet. And then there's a wonderful purification that takes place when you perform the Agnihotra. You chant a Sanskrit mantra, and we use these items in the pyramid. We use cow dung, we use brown rice, I don't know if you can see that, and we use ghee, which is simply unsalted butter that's been boiled down for 20 minutes. So these are the basic ingredients. So at sunrise, we say the Sanskrit mantra, and then there's a beautiful healing that takes place for the planet. And there's also healing that takes place within you, the person that's performing Agnihotra. So it's a wonderful way to cleanse yourself, and it actually has been scientifically proven to reverse pollution. So we have millions of people around the planet that are performing Agnihotra as a way to get the planet back to its normal way. And we do this at sunrise, and we do it also at sunset. So at sunset, those ethers, electricities, and energies, they're receding, and then we perform it again with a different Sanskrit mantra. And that's the basic process of Agnihotra. And so when you do Agnihotra long enough, you'll be able to see a difference within about 2 or 3 weeks in your environment, within the members of your family, your neighborhood. It brings about a wonderful sense of peace and tranquility. And there's physical healing, spiritual healing, mental healing that takes place. So this is just a wonderful practice that anyone can do. The entire family can be involved, and this is the basic homifier. So like I said, if you begin to do Agnihotra on a regular basis, then you may want to do other mantras. Like I said, we start at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m., 10, 12 noon, 3 p.m., and then of course we do our sunrise and sunset. So if anyone is in the area in Conyers, Georgia, I can do a private one-on-one session to explain more about those other fires. But I did want to address that question because someone asked me today, well, I didn't know how to explain, what is the meaning of the full moon mantra, the Trombokai Mantra. And just so you know how that mantra sounds, let me just run through that mantra real quick. So the Trombokai Mantra is, we start off first with the Bhu Swaha, the Varuti Mantra, which I just did here earlier. And then we start off with Bu Swaha Agniye Hidam Namama Waswaha Wayave Hidam Namama Swaswaha Suraya Hidam Namama Burga Waswaha Praja Pataye Hidam Namama. Then we go into the full moon mantra. Om Trombokai Yajamahi Sugudhim Festivalanam Om Varikamiva Badanam Tamashi Amamrata Swaha. And no, every time you say Swaha, that's when we get a bit of ghee and put it into the fire. So, and just take note, for Agnihotra, we do use rice. For all the other homifiers, we do not use rice. We just use the cow dung and the ghee. So cow dung, rice, and ghee for Agnihotra. The other mantras, we don't use rice. We just use cow dung and ghee. And there are some other items you can put into the homifiers, but I won't get into all of that. I'll get into that later on for those that would like to learn some of the other things that we could put in other homifiers. Because the basic Agnihotra, we don't, you can only use those items in the homifier. Okay, so let me take a break and see if anyone has have any questions before we get into the talk. Like I said, if you feel free to email or call or DM me if you have any questions about anything that I said. But this information that what happened? Like I said, if you feel free to email. Ooh, I got some sound coming on here. Oops, sorry about that. The information that I was giving just now was really for people that are doing practicing Agnihotra on a regular basis. So I don't want to get anyone confused, but I did want to answer that question for someone that has been performing Agnihotra for a little bit and wanted to add other homifiers there. So just email me. Any questions will come by and I can give you some direction on the other homifiers that you can do. So without further ado, let's jump into our talk. So there's been, and somebody was talking about this, and I think ringing in the ears that people, and some people call it tinnitus, or they hear ringing or buzzing in the ears. And some people have gotten operations and things like that to try to correct what is seen by some people as a medical issue. And Jason Davis and I were discussing recently, we had someone visit us and we were explaining to them about this buzzing, this ringing that people all over the world hear. That's not a medical issue. It is called the Audible live stream. And so this is a way that God, the Creator, can communicate with everyone, no matter what language they speak, no matter what group they're part of or religion or anything like that. This is the universal way of communication. So a lot of people mistake this ringing or buzzing in the ears for a medical issue, and it really means that God is talking to you. And so what happens with the Audible live stream, as you are performing Kriya Yoga, which Agnihotra is a Kriya Yoga, or you're deep in whatever spiritual practice that you have, you will find that at times the noise will get louder as your understanding of different things, universal things, deepens. And you will find also too, when there are important things that you need to know, the sensation or the sound will get louder. It's not something from the inside, and I'm not saying that some people do hear, have some medical thing inside their head, but we're talking about a sound that's not coming from the inside of your body. It's coming from God that created a universal life force. And so a lot of people say that they're hearing this sound more and more now. There's so many things that are happening in the world. And so there are messages that God is sending to us. And so sometimes people will say that it changes in intensity, the tone will change. This is God talking to you. And so sometimes after meditation, sometimes during Agnihotra, people say that they can, hear the change. They can hear the change. But a lot of people have been, and I've seen it on Facebook, and people have been having discussions that, wow, now I hear this ringing. It's loud. What is that? I don't remember hearing this before, or I've heard this before for some part of my life, and now it's really loud. And that's because there's so much that has to be communicated to people on this planet that God is like, listen, you need to listen. So during the times of meditation, during the times of Agnihotra, this is the time when you need to really sit still. Even if you're performing Agnihotra and the fire goes out, sit still and listen. And do not let these stories that you hear about tinnitus, let them think that something is wrong with you. Okay, so like I said, millions of people have been talking about the Audible live stream from many different countries for many years, and then they're also in certain ancient books, yogi books that talk about the Audible live stream. It just means that you're getting more and more in tune to the Creator, and that you're getting to the next level of awareness. And this is a time for you to really listen and see what's being communicated to you. And so a lot of times we try to label something that we don't understand. This is the one thing that I wanted to talk about, because so many people are talking about hearing this noise. Okay, the time of Satya Yuga is now. There are a lot of changes that are happening, and we need to pay attention. We need to pay attention. So that's the Audible live stream. So as a segue from that, I saw recently where they reported that they sent out some probe in outer space. You know how everybody's testing everything in outer space, and there's a hum that could be heard way in outer space. I forget which sector they were saying this was, and they said it was like a constant hum. Okay, a constant hum. They said, wow, this is interesting. We can hear this hum. And I said to myself, wow, so now you are hearing people talking about, the scientists talking about this hum that's deep in space. And I said, I'm not surprised. You may be surprised, but that is God. That is beyond what we know about in our planetary system. This is way back here, but really it's close to us. For those of us that are tapped into our Audible live streams, we understand, okay, this deep hum, that's the voice of God, the Creator. And so while you're trying to figure out, like, what is this hum? Where is it coming from? I can tell you, many people can tell you it's coming from God. God is communicating. So the universe, as vast as it is, you have access to it. You're close to it if you have enough discipline, if you are listening, if you're tapping into these cosmic clinic hours that we've talked about. And so the purpose of, we talked about the cosmic clinic hours. The purpose of sitting at these times, 4 o'clock a.m., 5 a.m., sunrise, 10 a.m., 12 noon, 3 p.m., and sunset, is so that way you're able to receive these communications from the Creator, from way out there in outer space. There is interstellar communication that is available to us all, because these things are already known to us. They lay dormant until we have developed the abilities, until we've reached a certain level of understanding. And that's part of what I was talking about, the Audible live stream. Everybody has that ability. Everybody can hear that. And as you go up each level of consciousness, of understanding about the earth, the planet, and the universe, then you will hear more of that Audible live stream. So now, as I've talked about before, we've heard all kind of stories about, oh, this black hole has appeared and all these things are happening in outer space. All these scientists are trying to figure out what's happening out there. But really, for those of us that do the disciplines and we meditate and we sit still, all these things are knowledgeable to us. They're knowledgeable because we sit still. We don't have to wait for the scientists to tell us these things. We know these things because we get the direct message from the Creator. And so I want to talk about, gaining wisdom. That was the other topic for tonight's talk. I think it's really important to know that we have a lot of people that study scientists. They're scientists, they're experts in all of that. And we have science now has been very much separated from spirituality. But please know that ages and ages ago, science and spirituality were one and the same. You had things that were discussed on the same line of existence, science and spirituality. We've separated them now, and now we have a few people that now are trying to bring them back together. But science and spirituality really is the same thing. Science is you trying to look at just the physical manifestation of things and explain it. And the spiritual side of that is you knowing this stuff intuitively. You sitting still and knowing all these things that now science is trying to explain. Science deals with the intellect, and the spiritual side of that goes beyond the intellect, because everything can't be explained with the book. And we've talked about this before. We've talked about the different levels of spiritual understanding. Intellect, you have to get beyond intellect for you to get to the real deep spiritual understanding, okay? Because we're talking about learning that has nothing to do with what you read in books. And so for those of you out there that meditate on a regular basis, you know what I'm talking about. Things are being revealed to you without you reading a book. Okay, you know certain things. Some people may call it instinct. Some people may call it psychic abilities or whatever it be, or having the ability of foresight. But all of these things come to you without you reading books. And so we often say that books are for scholars, but if you really want to have deep understanding, you go deep within. Deep within is a vast encyclopedia of knowledge that includes planet Earth and everything that the cosmos has to offer. And so gaining wisdom has to do with going deep inside. And of course, we have teachers that guide us, and there are many different paths to knowledge and wisdom. And the Creator has given us a variety of ways to go down the path. There are many different ways, and people choose what resonates the best for them to learn what they need to learn. Okay? And so everybody has the individual path. Nothing is wrong with that. And the beauty about Agnihotra is, because this is not based on religion, no matter what your path is, you perform Agnihotra, which is the basic home of fire, and it makes you better no matter what you practice. So if you want to be a better Jewish person, a better Christian, a better Buddhist, whatever you want to better yourself at, Agnihotra helps with that. So when you are trying to get to the next level, Agnihotra is a tool for you to go to the next level of understanding. Then you go to the next level. And so this is something to consider when you're talking about gaining wisdom. And so we have these many different paths, and you are destined for your path, whatever way in which you get your knowledge. Okay, and then you go to the next level, and you go to the next level. And it's great when you get to a certain level, when a teacher is brought into your life to be a guide, because there's certain things you may not understand that you're going through, that the teacher can guide you. And so as you go up and up those levels, as your understanding increases, then the more likely you do not have to go to outside sources for verification. And by that I mean, a teacher guides you, but a real teacher is not a crutch. A teacher simply guides you and puts you on the path to going deep inside. A teacher's not a crutch, not a real teacher. And so when we say going to outside sources, when you talk about real universal truth, universal knowledge, universal love, you won't be attached to your race. You won't be attached to your culture. You won't be attached to your creed, your country, or any organization. You will have an allegiance only with God and the universal love, the truth. That is where the real understanding and the real wisdom comes. So I know some people say, well, how can you not have an attachment or allegiance to any of the things that I mentioned? Because you are a universal being. You may have incarnated in this body as, like, I'm incarnated as a Black female, but this is just a vessel. And you call me D, but the energy inside this body, this is universal energy. So when you step outside of these allegiances to race, culture, creed, country, or any organization, that's when you step into gaining real wisdom. Because now you're at one with God, the Creator, and you're at one with the universe. And the universe is built upon love, and that is truth. And so once you get to that point, then you can stop that cycle of reincarnation. Then you have understanding on the highest level. And really, that's all it comes down to. So I know some people are listening to that and say, wow, that's a whole lot. But it's really simple. We make things complicated. We like to put ourselves in boxes and say, you're this, you're with this group. This is who you are. This is how you identify. But that's not really how universal truth works. We're not to put ourselves in boxes. We're supposed to hover outside the box and look at the things that are contained there. We're supposed to hover outside the box. We're supposed to be the encompassing of everything and observing, not to put ourselves in boxes. And that's a very hard thing to do, I know, because there's so many things that are in our lives and our societies that tell us this is the group you belong to. This is how you identify yourself. This is who you are. But these are distractions from you getting to the real knowledge of the planet, of the universe. And of course, once you understand that, then you understand yourself as this energy being that's not this physical body. Okay? This is just a vessel. Okay? Like I said before, you are not disformed. This is just a vessel. And then you're this energy being that is capable of learning, and you know everything. So let's talk about all the knowledge that everyone has access to. And everyone does have access to it, but like I said, it takes discipline. So when we're talking about reincarnation and being incarnated, you know, it's taken us a while to get to this human form. But because of all the previous incarnations, there's knowledge that's stored in the planet, in the very soil, in the rocks, in the minerals, the plants. Okay, all that knowledge is inside of us, because at some point we have been that mineral and rock, that plant. Okay, we've been the flora and the fauna. Okay, so that knowledge is within us. So you may have heard of people that were are they're into the plant medicine. They know which plants to take for healing and things like that. They've tapped into that. They've accessed that DNA that has stored those memories from long ago, ages ago, and they're doing it now to help heal with plants and what to eat to heal yourself. So say all the information, we all have access to that. And so as we go up from the flora and the fauna, the minerals, the plant, then, you know, then comes the birds, the whales, and the other mammals before we get to this human form. But all of that knowledge that the bird has, okay, that the whales, that every living organism on this planet has, all of that information is stored in every cell of our bodies. It's stored within our DNA. So you simply just have to access the memories that are already there if you sit still. And so with Agnihotra, you're able to go deep within. We've often said that Agnihotra is a tool. It is a tool. It is a tool to reset the planet's system. Since the planet is this encyclopedia of knowledge, which means that we are encyclopedias of knowledge, we have to protect the planet from pollution. We have to maintain that encyclopedia. Okay? So when you perform Agnihotra, you are accessing that knowledge. And so that's what we say for people that are regular practitioners of Agnihotra. You're accessing that the entire encyclopedia. Okay, and it's this library, this planetary library, universal library is open to everyone. You don't even have to have a library card, but the library card, if you want to call it that, is the Agnihotra. Okay, so as we said before, gaining the wisdom is available for everyone, and Agnihotra is a tool in which you're able to do this. So it's really important to perform Agnihotra because all of the man-made pollution that is disrupting our library, okay, which means it disrupts you as a human being getting to your highest possible potential. Let me repeat that again. When we have all this pollution that is happening, we are disrupting our spiritual awareness and us getting to the next level of existence. So when we perform Agnihotra, we're doing a great service for ourselves as well as for the planet, because we're here to learn. This planet is just the first step. We're here to learn this encyclopedia information, and we're here to access all the knowledge that is stored within ourselves. That's what we're here for. So the fire will explain to you many things that you didn't even know that you can ever get answers for. You'll learn your true life purpose and what you're here to do on this planet. You'll learn about the things that you need to work on and how to work on them. Okay, and then, like I said before, when you get to a certain level of understanding, then you'll be sent a teacher that can help you get to a even higher level of understanding. So I'm going to end the talk with that, and I just want to share those important things with you. But know that no matter what faith, you are. Agnihotra is a way to get you to where you need to be. Agnihotra is not about religion. It's about universal love and truth. So no matter what path you're on, you become better, a better person, a better, like I said, a better Buddhist, a better Christian, a better whatever religion that you practice. You know, better Muslim, whatever religion you practice, you become better, a better person. And that's just what it's all about. And not about putting ourselves in boxes and categories, because God doesn't do that. The Creator didn't do that. We complicate things and do that ourselves. We're meant to be expansive and go beyond what's inside of a box. Okay, so now I'm going to conclude with our talking about what we have here at the ShantiVillaInstitute.com store. So our online store. So right now the store at Shanti Villa Institute in Tuskegee, we are just doing curbside pickup until further notice. So we do have Agnihotra kits back in stock. Yay! Agnihotra kit. I love the design of it. Sure, Charles designed this. And so everything comes, the kit comes with this booklet. So you immediately can learn about Agnihotra. And you can immediately teach, because we need as many people to teach as possible. Copper tray, copper tongs, copper spoon, everything's copper. Copper cup. This is the stand. And this is the pyramid. Everything must be copper. Okay, so that's Agnihotra kit. And so you can order them online. And if you do come to Conyers, I do have some in stock here. If you come to Shanti Atlanta, located here in Conyers. Okay, so Agnihotra kits are back in stock. And then of course we have our signature Shanti's Golden Nectar plant food. And this is the quart size. You can use this for your garden or your farm. And this is concentrated. So this makes 5 gallons. Using this with 5 gallons of water. And use this for helping your plants to have better nutrients reach the roots, and it shortens the harvest time, and you have a bigger plant yield. And by the way, everybody, I don't know if you saw where they were talking about climate change. I think the EPA is just now saying that you have longer harvest times now because of climate change, which means that things take longer to grow. That's not good. So we've messed with the regular cycle of how we grow our food because of climate change. Just wanted to add that side note. And then our other bestseller book, we have an ebook form at ShantiVillaInstitute.com, is The Secret Science of Mudras, authored by my husband, Sri Charles. And so we have that in ebook form. We'll have the physical copies soon. But these are some of the things that we have available in the store online, and we'll be adding to it. So I just wanted to mention the things that we do have available. So once again, thank you for joining me on the Agnihotra Ladies, the Cosmic Clinic. And I look forward to seeing you the next time. Until then, I would love for you to have a very loving and peaceful evening. And I'll see you the next time. Be blessed.